So with that, we have now got the third and final coin, and we've met up with Angela yet again. I really feel that the makeup of this particular room, along with its very large mirror, is kind of a hint, I should say, at the kind of dual nature of Angela's personality, and the fact that, as you could see, at least a little bit there whenever she was, I guess, quite questioning about how we had come to the assumption that her mom might have been from Silent Hill, that she has obviously kind of a dual nature to her. I don't know if schizophrenic might be the proper word for it, but definitely a lot of symbolism can easily be picked up from not only the architecture of any particular area, but also from the enemies, which I'll cover the enemies more in a addendum video instead of taking up too much time, because I also wanted to cover the fact that we also got Angela's knife during that cutscene, and though it's not a actual weapon, it will affect one of the endings depending on your interaction with it. But it's now time to figure out this whole desk puzzle thing. It's got a little poem written on it. Basically, we have the three keys. The seducer sits at one end. The seducer of she is referring to the snake from the Garden of Eden. The formless one, null, which lies furthest away from the serpent, is going to be basically empty. And also there is a old man, which we have a coin for. He does not sit near or next to the serpent, and there is a prisoner to the left the old man is going to be to the left of the prisoner. So basically, we're going to have to stick the serpent coin at the far end and make sure then that the old man is not next to the serpent. So first, the easiest thing to do is to actually place the serpent coin, which we got out of the baby carriage in the emptied out pool in the Woodside Apartments. So for this, you want to stick it on the far right hand side. You know, that way we're covering the being on the far end. And also making sure to leave an empty space. As I think it said it was adjourned to emptiness, or the null. Next, we want to make sure that basically we have the old man not next to the serpent and to the left, or leaving a left space for the prisoner, while also leaving a null space at the far end. So basically, in the end, what we're going to be left with is this particular setup, with the old man to the left, the prisoner, and the snake at the far end, all by its lonesome. With that, the desk is now open, and we have the apartment key to the apartment back upstairs that has the note on the door. I'm sure, I think at this point Tim's not going to be coming back to get it, and I think the errands will probably take an eternity. So, heading into the Lynn apartment. I'm not sure if maybe Voidberg or someone out there can maybe allude to the fact that the Lynn family might have some stronger ties in the Silent Hill mythos. Usually whenever they name somebody specifically, it's also then referred to in other Silent Hill games, but that particular name does not really ring any bells for me. But by accessing the Lynn apartment, we can then get along the balcony here to this apartment right here, which allows us the key to the apartment stairway, which in the end will actually lead us out of the apartment's hole. Now you want to make sure and save there, just because something is coming up that you might not be expecting. And for the newer player out there, or the less experienced, especially in regards to combat and controls, this particular surprise can really throw you off. Thankfully, though, the stairway isn't too far off. Like I said, the Bluecreek Apartments are a lot more condensed than the other apartments. Say hello to the first boss, Pyramid Head. We saw him just a tiny bit back at the Woodside Apartments, and I am going to be speeding this up just a bit, mostly because there are two ways to actually fight Pyramid Head. One of those ways is to not fight him at all, and just try your best to ignore him and basically stay away from him. He has 3 attacks that I know of. One of them is kind of a punch/grab. It's probably the weakest of his attacks. Another attack that you'll be seeing right here is a large overhead swing. Unless you're playing on easy, this particular attack will instantly kill you. So it's not the hardest thing to dodge, and there's a pretty huge windup. And for some reason, the AI kind of gets stuck in this attempt to attack me. But you do want to stay away from this if at all possible. Opportunity. He has one other attack that'll take out about 3/4 of your health, and it's a bit harder to dodge just because it's a kind of an awkward sideways swing that he'll do. But yeah, after a while, some sirens will go off and he'll just kind of walk off. For the most part, if you are not doing too well on ammo at this point, it's best just to try to dodge him as best you can. And as you can see, it's not terribly difficult. But if you are an adventurous sort and you feel like suffering a lot of damage, you can always try to fight him. If at this point you haven't been using your pistol a lot and you've been saving up a bunch of bullets, I think on normal it probably takes about 30 to 40 bullets, but I'm kind of a recluse sort, so I have a chainsaw, and the chainsaw does quite a bit of damage. But obviously, as you can see, he's already done quite a bit of damage to me. What I have noticed, though, is once you actually hit him with a melee weapon or anything, he kind of starts slowing down a lot, as if he's been wounded. So especially with the chainsaw, you can actually make pretty quick work of him. I'd say probably about 6 or 7 shots with the chainsaw, and he's dead. Or not dead, but he's willing to walk away and admit defeat. Though I will say, stay away from him, because just because he's walking away doesn't mean that he will not turn around and one-shot you. But as he wades down into the water with the sirens ringing in the background, you may be wondering how we're going to be getting through this murky water, as the murky water is obviously blocking our exit out of the apartments. Well, thankfully, once I guess Pyramid Head opens the door downstairs, it just kind of filters out the water, and we can continue on out of the apartments. But yeah, this is Nagaroth saying goodbye. We'll see you next time for more Silent Hill 2.